Right, you awful lot. Please settle in. Today's tale, Satyrs. Yes, the woodland frolickers from Greek mythology. In the stories, they spend their days chasing nymphs, drinking wine, and generally making the sort of racket you expect after rugby practice. But last week, one of the blighters turned up in, forgive my pronunciation, Montigny-sur-Loing, a sleepy little French village. Lovely place, apparently. Croissants, riverside cafes, people stereotypically in stripy shirts with berets, with onions around their neck, and riding bicycles. And then suddenly, a satyr with a flute, lurking at the edge of the woods, trying to steal children. Yes, you heard that right. A goat-legged menace with all the charm of a drunk uncle at Christmas, playing hypnotic tunes on a reed flute to lure kids into the trees. Pied Piper meets Pan, but darker. Like, like a music teacher who's absolutely not allowed within 50 yards of a playground anymore. And the music worked. Several children were found wandering dangerously close to the forest, dazed and confused like they'd just been to a Hawkwind concert. Now, for those of you unfamiliar, satyrs aren't cuddly woodland mascots. In Greek myth, they were chaotic little men beasts, human on top, goat down below the belt, which is never a good look, I find. Hairy, horny, and obsessed with music, they followed Dionysus, the god of wine, madness, and questionable decisions. But here's the rub. In folklore, outside the sunny bits of Greece, satyrs get darker. Less cheeky flute players, more predators in the undergrowth. In medieval Europe, they morphed into a cautionary tale. Stay out of the woods, children, or a creature will charm you with music and drag you away for dinner. France, in particular, loved these stories. The Montigny-sur-Loing case sounds ripped straight from a medieval manuscript. Hooves, horns, glowing eyes, the flute. The only thing missing was a marginal doodle of a monk saying, "I bloody told you so." And of course, always the bloody flute. Never the bagpipes, never the drums, always the flute. Magical, haunting, disorientating, the sort of sound that makes you think, yes, I will follow that strange noise into the trees. What could possibly go wrong? So, enter our heroes. Professor Simon de Montfort, academic wizard and professional grumbler, and Detective Sul Abdul, sharp as a bayonet and twice as reliable. Together, they probably form the most sort of finest team in the supernatural police department. They arrive, interview the locals. Villagers whisper about a beast with coarse dark fur, twisted horns, amber eyes glowing like cheap lanterns. Children repeat tales of endless games and hidden treasure in the forest. Temptation wrapped in melody. At the forest edge they find the calling cards, hoof prints sunk deep in mud, claw marks up the trees, crude little traps woven from sticks and vines, and the worst sign of all, the silence. The birds they'd buggered off. No rabbits, no insects, just an unnatural stillness, the mark of something ancient staking a claim. They hatch a plan. Toys and trinkets left as bait, protected by wards. A mock opportunity for the satyr to try its luck, and sure enough, as dusk bleeds into night, it came. The satyr emerged, not a playful fellow, oh no, this one was feral. Isolation had rotted it, horns twisted, fur matted, eyes burning, and the flute, erratic, broken, but still powerful enough to fog the mind. Professor de Montfort mutters incantations under his breath. Detective Abdul flicks on sound-dampening charms, noise-cancelling headphones, the supernatural edition. The satyr realises it's been duped. And like any musician whose audience walks out, it turns violent. It charges, claws out, fangs bared, flute clattering to the ground. They stand their bloody ground. Of course they do. De Montfort flings a sigil-inscribed net laced with iron filings and blessed salt. Not just standard fishing gear unless you're fishing for the devil's pets. The creature thrashes, howls, tries to bite through it, and Abdul, she delivers the coup de grace, a strike with the banishment staff. Crack! Aura shattered. The satyr collapses unconscious, not dead, but subdued. The satyr was carted off to containment, one reinforced woodland cell, iron-laced and warded. Analysts said it was unusually hostile, perhaps driven mad by human encroachment, its songs twisted from joy into hunger. The villagers, bless them, were both relieved and horrified. Relieved the creature was gone, horrified to learn it had ever been real. Imagine living in your quiet riverside village only to find out Pan's drunk cousin was trying to abduct your children with modern jazz. And here's the kicker. Professor de Montfort said something that stuck with me. He said the satire was not whimsical, but desperate. A predator, yes, but also a victim. Encroachment and hunger and madness affected it. Detective Abdul added, it's easy to call them monsters, but survival isn't malice. Our job is to protect both sides, human and creature, which, frankly, is rather noble. Personally, I just make sure someone burns a bloody flute. So, lesson of the day, if you hear a haunting flute in the woods, don't follow it. It's not music, it's an abduction attempt. And if you absolutely must follow, take someone you don't like with you. This has been your supernatural field briefing, satires, history, horror, and a reminder that goat men with flutes are never your friends, unless of course they're Kenny G, and even then approach with caution. Still rather have bloody bagpipes though, wouldn't you? Thank you.